Hello everybody, my name is Jason and I'm going to be sharing my experiences with a narcissist. Um, I'm doing this not only to help you, to help other people that are going through this, but I'm also hoping that my children uh, will get the help that they need because they're still with their mother and they're in denial. And I'm hoping that they'll see these videos and it will help them to break free. So first of all, I want to share a picture with you of my family. If you hear any noises, it's just like the garbage truck going by, and there's my neighbors doing some construction, or there's animals I have animals walking around. So I hope it doesn't bother you too much. But I figured it's nice to have this scenery. I like being out here, so with my animals, and so I figured it's just a nice setting to talk about this topic. But I first want to show a picture of my family, just so you can see that that these narcissists look like ordinary, healthy people. They don't look demonic, although I believe they are. They don't look like they're demon possessed. They don't outwardly look wicked and evil. They look like ordinary people. They look like healthy people. So I want to show, not too many people show their narcissist, and so you always wonder, I wonder what they look like, you know. You hear them talk about these wicked ass people. So I'm going to show you my narcissist, and this is my wife and my 2 children. Okay, and as you can see, they look perfectly normal. Now, this picture is quite a while back. This is 2013. When she left, my children were 19 and 17. My wife is Chinese. And another important thing to take note of is that in the picture, it's just her and the kids. That was typical. I was always the one to take pictures of our family. My wife would never offer to take my picture with the children. She would never encourage me to be in pictures. It was always about her. Even now that she's left me, if you go to her Facebook page, you will see just pictures of her and her children, and I'm the one that took all those pictures. So it's really bizarre that you just don't. You're just nothing to them. We mean absolutely nothing to them. So that's hard to grasp, you know, and it's hard to accept. But that's the way it is. We just do not. They don't think about us. They don't worry about us. They don't have any concern for us. Nothing. She never did. I was married for 20 years, and in the end, she discarded me. She destroyed me emotionally, physically. My health was falling apart. I was beginning to be overweight. I was beginning to turn to alcohol to cope. I was filled with stress, and that's why she discarded me, because at the end of after 20 years of marriage, I had nothing left to give. She had taken everything and left me as a shell, just nothing left. And so, not surprising, after she left, I became suicidal. But luckily, it didn't last long. I mean, literally, suicidal thoughts only lasted like 1 or 2 days. I'm amazed at how quickly the human body recovers. In my case, I just bounced back really quickly. Well, that's taken a while, but it just seems that way. Little tiny baby steps each day, you get better. So that's my background. And today I just want to talk about some of the resources that helped me to learn about what happened to me and the abuse that I suffered. And so, okay, I'll get into it. Okay, so first of all, when you're talking about psychological disorders, it's important to know the terms like gaslighting, minions, discard, crazy making, all these different terms, and to know what they mean. It helps to understand this disorder. Now, we will never fully understand. I don't want to fully understand this disorder because it's fucked up. I don't want to be fucked up. I don't want to know everything about narcissism. I just want to know how they abused me and how it affects me and move on with my life. I just want to be able to understand what happened to me so I can get over it and so that it never happens again. So these glossaries I found on the internet. Okay, and I just printed them off, and so I'll show you the websites, the web addresses where I got these, and you can just pause this and write this down. Okay, it's right here at the bottom of this paper. Okay, so hopefully you got that. Just pause it and write it down. So that's number one. And number two, I found quite a few helpful YouTube channels. And I have the 10 that I found the most useful. And the first 5 are the most useful. So the first ones are really, really good. The first 5 I strongly recommend you check those YouTube channels out. All of these YouTube channels, all the people involved, they experience narcissism firsthand, so they really know what they're talking about. And I'll just list them out real quickly, and then I'll show you the list, and you can pause it if so you can write it down. Number 1, Dennis Constantine, SCU. Number 2, Be Good 4000. Number 3, Assc Direct. Number 4, Thrive After Abuse. Number 5, Chris LaSala. Number 6, Self-Care Haven. Number 7, Richard Grannon, SpartanLifeCoach. Number 8, Show Boundaries. Number 9, Angie Atkinson. Number 10, Aydin RD. Okay. Okay, so hopefully you got those. Thrive After Abuse, she has a meetup on Wednesday, every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and they meet for 2 to 3 hours, and so it's really helpful to meet up on YouTube with other people. It's live on Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. and it's nice to meet other people who are going through this as well. And you can ask her questions. Her name is Dana. You can ask Dana questions and she'll answer them. So the last resource I want to share with you is the DSM, which stands for Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. Okay? This book I checked out from my library, my local library, and it helps to identify a narcissist. So What I did is I just checked this book out, and I'm just going to photocopy the pages that I want, and then I'll return the book. There's no need to buy the whole book. So right here in the table of contents, it says personality disorders. Okay, and that's found on page 685. So we go to page 685, and it lists 10 different personality disorders. Okay, now it's important to read through each of those 10 personality disorders. They first start off with just a brief summary of what those mean. It's important to go through all 10, read through them, because people who suffer from narcissism, or I would say suffer, people who are narcissists, they often have more than one personality disorder. They don't just have that one. They can have 2, 3, you know, and so you need to identify all the personality disorders they have, and so that you can understand how that affected you. In my wife's case, she had 2. She had narcissistic personality disorder, of course, and then she had schizoid personality disorder. And in the brief little summary here, it says schizoid personality disorder is a pattern of detachment from social relationships and a restricted range of emotional expression. Okay, and then narcissistic personality disorder is a pattern of grandiosity, need for admiration, and lack of empathy. Okay, that's just a summary. Now you go to each of these disorders has its own section, and in that section it gives you the criteria, how to diagnose, how to know whether the person has that disorder. So for NPD, which is narcissistic personality disorder, there are 9 criteria. Okay, and I'll read these out real quick. And it also states right here, it says, if a person has 5 or more of these criterion, then they are considered narcissistic. Okay, in my wife's case, she had all 9. When I read through them, I was able to just easily tick them all off because she had them all. It was just obvious. So number 1, has a grandiose sense of self-importance. Examples are that they exaggerates achievements and talents, expects to be recognized as superior without commensurate achievements. Number 2 is preoccupied with fantasies of unlimited success, power, brilliance, beauty, or love, or ideal love. Number 3 believes that he or she is special and unique and can only be understood by or should associate with other special or highly... Damn it. I'm sorry. Let me read that again. Number 3 is believes that he or she is special and unique and can only be understood by or should associate with other special or high status people. Number 4 requires excessive admiration. Number 5 has a sense of entitlement, i.e. unreasonable expectations of especially favorable treatment or automatic compliance with his or her expectations. Number 6 is interpersonally exploitative, i.e. takes advantage of others to achieve his or her own ends. Number 7 lacks empathy, is unwilling to recognize or identify with feelings and needs of others. 8 is often envious of others or believes that others are envious of him or her. Number 9 shows arrogant, haughty behaviors or attitudes. Okay? And in the book, it expands on it explains each of those criteria in greater detail, giving examples so that you can very easily diagnose whether the person has NPD or not. Um, so yes, just check this out from your local library and just make photocopies of the pages you need. The reason I photocopy these things is because I'm making a sort of a journal or a file so that I can understand what happened to me and for my own information, so I never forget, and so that I can never allow this to happen to me again. So that's all I have for you today, and I'm gonna make a series, because this is too big of a topic to address in one video, obviously. So I'm just gonna take little bits and pieces and break it down as I go along, and so again, today's discussion was about the resources that I found that helped me identify a narcissist. And my name is Jason, by the way. And so that's it. I'll talk with you again next time, and I wish you all the best, and just keep your head up and keep moving forward. That's all we can do, is just keep moving forward, baby steps. So bye for now, and see you again next time.